Hey, you're watching Gear Wire. I'm Owen O'Malley, and I'm here with Dmitri and Stephen from Off. Thanks for joining me, guys. I want to talk about how the band kind of came together. What was who kind of started it? Who recruited people?
Me and Keith started writing songs, and sort of happened accidentally, but when we decided we wanted to do something with the tunes, this was, first choice on bass, and Mario was first choice on drums, and that's the band, pretty much. Cool. So they both said yes, and here we are.
Right on. Cool. And you guys, did you start recording as a band right away, or had you demoed a bunch of songs beforehand?
The demos actually became the record.
They did?
Yeah, we didn't redo anything.
Yeah, because when I first listened to them, it sounds like something was released in 1980. You know, and
it sounds like demos.
No, it doesn't though. It sounds like some coveted lost album, from the SST catalog or something like that.
That was accidental.
So what did you record on? How did that happen? Because it sounds purposeful.
It's on Pro Tools. It's not on 16-track 2-inch tape to replicate 1980 or anything like that.
It's not? Okay.
No. But we used we went through a cool old console.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think recording it live, everybody was just, we're not okay, now we're going for the vocal take. It wasn't like that. We all were playing it together, and then I think I did a one guitar overdub after it was done.
Yeah, the takes are the takes. Yeah, Keith was right in the booth singing right when we were playing.
Yeah. So what is he singing into? Do you know
oh yeah, I do actually know. He's singing into
SM58.
No, he's singing.
No?
Oh, we might have. Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Well, because we had an SM7 for a while, that big version.
And he's like, no.
Yeah,
he wanted to be able to.
Yeah, right. Yeah. He used a 58.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, very cool.
But it was a 58 through a really nice, an old LA2A, and it was just fucking, just pinning it really hard.
Because it's super aggressive vocal sound of it. Yeah.
Pinned it really hard. I probably shouldn't give these trade secrets away.
That's why you're here. That's why you're talking.
No, it's great. No, yeah. We used it's funny because the record has a very kind of aggressive raw sound, but we were going through really nice Neve 1073 console. Yeah. This beautiful vintage LA2A.
Is it exactly as aggressive as you wanted it to be? Right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
So what are you guys playing with? The same gear that you've always been playing with? What's your?
You mean the history of our band, the whopping year and a half?
The year and a half. Well, I mean, over your individual careers.
There was no thought really put into our sound, other than Mario said to me, "You should be playing out of a full stack." Yeah. So I borrowed his brother's bottom PV cabinet, and then he's borrowing my wife's bass rig. I'm borrowing his hotcake pedal. It's just whatever we had laying around.
Cobble together.
I've had that amp for years, but it's
the
a high watt.
On the first album, are what's known as the first album. It's the first 4 EPs. Yeah. It evolves a little bit after EPs 1 and 2 because when we did our first recordings, we'd still not even done a live show yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so I was using the hot cake first on bass.
Forgot about that.
And I was using a T-Bird bass, but then but somehow it morphed, and then he started using the hot cake, and I changed to P bass. Yeah. And then by the second set of EPs, if you have the vinyl version of our record, or the second half of the CD, it evolved to where we are currently with our sonic sound.
We're cooking.
Now we're cooking.
Now you got it right.
Yeah. So that's kind of the only thing. Yeah.
So you guys kind of produce all that stuff yourselves? Did you bring somebody else in to do engineering?
No, we did it ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we had a second engineer, but I did a lot of the knob turning, and Dmitri's major focus on keeping the vision.
So you guys are releasing stuff on vinyl. What do you think of the fact that vinyl seems to be making a resurgence, at least in rock music?
I think it's great. That's all I buy is vinyl. I'm kind of a nerd with that shit. Dare I say, borderline audiophile.
Okay.
I have a tube preamp and then a big power amp and a Rega Planer 3 turntable, Grado. I get into it.
Yeah, right on.
We all have just walls of years of collecting vinyl. Keith and Mario especially.
Yeah.
So it's great. I mean, we were really excited that Vice had this crazy idea to do the 4 7-inches in a box set. I was like, wow, all right, cool, let's do it. You know?
Yeah, it kind of feels like I thought we were like kind of past the age when you can kind of do that kind of thing.
I'm surprised we got away with it. I'm surprised we're selling those fucking things.
Yeah, because we didn't even really realize that was an option. I mean, their original plan was to release singles, whatever, every few months or something. But Vice is like, let's just do them all now.
It's really funny. Like Stephen and I always laugh about it. It's like we've sort of created this false history for ourselves.
Yeah, like
you
all
know,
at
but
once. It's like,
yeah, like
First Four EPs.
when the truth is, we recorded the first and second EP, as Stephen said, before we played a show, and then when we signed to Vice, they're like, can you get the other 2 ready in like a month for the Christmas rush? So we're like, we hadn't even written it,
Stocking stuffer.
Yeah, so we just like scrambled to get the first thing we did was, I think, book a mastering session and work backwards to where
Which is really important nowadays when you can record your stuff yourself. You got to give yourself a deadline, or you're gonna keep like adding a stroke. But not with our band, maybe not. Because it's all about just the live thing. It's not about precious overdubs or whatever. But
I'd imagine songs kind of come together pretty quickly in the studio.
yeah, I mean, I think it's the only way we can work is if you tell us, hey, you need 2 songs by Wednesday.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're not going to do anything,
Cool. All right. Yeah, that's great. That's great.
All
Thanks,
right.
guys.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks for your time, man. Great to meet you.